Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Real back with another motherfucking review, man. Okay, I know. The Nevers, I know. I was supposed to release this yesterday. Just shit happened, but it's here. All right, I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay, and yes, later today there will be Mayans for Wednesday. So for Hump Day, don't worry about it. All right, this is on me. I know I started off the first week. I was on point. Monday was the shy yesterday. Anyway. Okay, this is season 1, episode 1 of The Nevers, an HBO Max original series, right? Okay. So this is the pilot, right? We're gonna do a pilot grade at the end. You know what I'm saying? Just to sum up. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how was this as a pilot? Right, but let's talk about what they first introduced to us. And if you see me with my phone, that's because I am attempting to name the characters from the cast and crew because it was too many fucking names. Some of them had some difficulty. Like you had the Pettigrews and the Malupadoos. You got all these like whatever. Okay, but it starts off in London, right? 1896. That's the year, right? Well, actually, it shows us a few of the characters in the beginning, then goes 3 years later to 1896, right? And at this point, we see what's her name, Miss True. She's established. We got all our characters established by 1896, right? Now, what I like anything London in the 1800s. Why? Because that was like Jack the Ripper times. You feel me? That's like all the mystery and London in the 1800s is like New York in the 80s. Like it was just a wild ass place where you could just fucking do whatever, right? People are experimenting on people and shit in all the movies we seen. Like what's my movie with Johnny Depp? God damn. When he was like tracking Jack the Ripper. I don't know. But you got the Sherlock Holmes. And I like the way the men dress. I like this era of like dressing up. Like they was fly as shit. So already they got me sold. This is one of my favorite eras to watch like on TV when they come up with the different stories and shit. So I'm already into it. So we got our main character, right? Like I said, I just forgot to name that quick. Amelia True, right? That's our character. So it starts off with her and her homegirl Pendants, right? And they immediately you see they give us like True is hardcore brash, doesn't hold back, says whatever the fuck comes to the front of her mind, and she doesn't really care about people's feelings. And on the very opposite spectrum, you have Pendants, very sensitive, patient, nice. She's a nice woman. She's the complete opposite of Miss True. And opposites attract. So you need the yin and the yang, right? Good cop, bad cop, that kind of vibe. So then we start seeing they go out on this mission to go collect this girl. We don't know why. We don't even know what the fuck's going on, right? We're just existing and watching it at this point. But they go in. It's a very funny scene. That first scene. I love the wife. I think it might be that little girl's mother. I'm not sure. But she swears it's Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's the Satan's tongue. The Satan is speaking through her. And the father's like, he just kind of goes along with it. It's like, that's the comedy in it. He's like, yeah, well, I don't think you could tell he's not agreeing with everything she's saying, but he knows something ain't right. And he ain't got no fucking answer. So this large religious woman to him is like, well, I mean, she's got some idea, so I'll roll with it. It's got an element of comedy. They go meet her, right? And instantly, amongst talking to her, she's chained to a bed because they don't know what the fuck to do with her. And like the father said, he's like, look, I don't want to chain her, but we got a lot of kids to like take care of here, right? Once again, I don't even know if that's her father. But he's like, hey, we got other kids to take care of, and she's a little off. So we can't risk the lives of the other ones for this one. So yeah, she's chained to a bed. At least it's a bed. She can lay down. Whatever. So then True immediately, amongst talking to her, finds out that she's speaking another language. Maybe more, maybe a few languages. I don't know. I'm not a language expert, but I did hear what I thought was like Cantonese or something. But my extent of like Cantonese is like all my kung fu movies and shit. Like, so don't quote me on that shit. I have no idea. That could be Korean. I don't fucking know. Don't, please God, don't hold me to that. But yeah. And then she answers back. Like she speaks a little Cantonese to her, or Mandarin, or whatever. She speaks to that language, and the girl is shocked that she's like, "Holy shit! Like, you know what's going on." So they come downstairs, and it gives us this whole. Then they give us a little introduction to the touched. Right? Something happened. You're touched. You got these different special abilities. Right? And so this whole episode is just kind of giving us a broad, mysterious understanding of what touched is. And then to figure out what Miss True is all about, right? She can see into the future. She can't quite put it together, right? Which is dope, because that adds a whole nother element to the storyline. It's like looking into the future is cheating, but if you can look into the future and still not know what the fuck is going on just because you see a snippet or you just have an idea, that makes it interesting because now you want to investigate or you want to know, like, okay, this is going to be important for some reason. And why is the future things that she's seeing even important? We don't even know, right? But it seems that she only sees important shit. Just not like, the stock market and no shit like that. That would be very helpful though. I would love that power to, like, let me see tomorrow's lotto number. That'd be quite helpful. But so we see that she's into the future, but we also see that she's got some kick-assery, right? Like some jujitsu shit, some MMA shit. Like she's well trained, like military. Like she fucking is fucking people up, and she has gadgets, right? So instantly, I'm like, is this lady Batman? Like, this is the female Batman. This is Batwoman. Right? And Pendants got the Robin Hood swag. It's like, so then we find out like Pendants is like Mr. Fox. Right? She's got all the inventions. She's the right hand. And True is fucking Batman. And then they chasing down these dudes with these bags over their head. So that was exciting. I like that. I like that action. Any woman that's whooping ass, you got me sold. Like, that's my bag. I love women kicking ass with swords, hand-to-hand combat. That's always a plus to me. Like, that's dope. So already, I'm already intrigued. Then we get to learn about a few more characters. It was basically just them run down the different, like, okay, so then they have what seems to be an orphanage. So they go collect. They don't know why. So True is trying to figure out why they tried to kidnap that girl, right? Because she seems to just collect people that are touched. That seems to be True's main purpose, and take them to this orphanage of touched girls. And it seems like the majority are women. We don't get to see the men until what's my man's name? Dr. Horatio, right? Dr. Horatio is one of the first men we see who got some type of touched ability. He's a doctor and he's got the healing. So then that lets us think like, okay, so the touched seems to be something that you had a specialty in. Like whatever your specialty is, it enhances your ability or it enhances the person you are. Like that's what I'm gathering from watching this. So yeah, then they get, so then it goes from like a Batman vibe to like instantly like X-Men. Like the orphanage is like Xavier's house for mutants. Like all these girls and this one guy have these fucking abilities. One large chick, right? She's a giant. We really don't see what anybody else kind of does. But one of the most important scenes, right? After that whole letting us get to know who True and Pendants is, on why they taking the kids and why it's an orphanage and all that. You have a meeting of the minds, right? The white guys that run London and the banks and the whole ecosystem. They are sitting there discussing the touched, right? You have some who feel like, it's not that big a deal. Nobody's really fucking up shit. Nothing's happening. But then we have this character who gives them a reason to hate the touch. Melody. We keep hearing about this Melody, but we haven't seen it yet. But she's this crazy murderer. Like they say she murdered 5 people of stature, 5 men of stature. So that's nothing to overlook. And there's one gentleman in particular. Give me a second. Lord Gilbert Mass, right? He is the motherfucker who is not. He's not a fan of the touched. We don't know why he's taking it so personal, but I feel like he doesn't like that they have this. He kind of explains it. He's like, so we don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden, in 1896 is when we've been under attack, and he's noticed that it only came to women and a few men that weren't of stature. which he finds interesting, and then I too find interest. That's like a good what you call those? The mystery egg? What the fuck is that called? What's that egg shit called? When the show drops, like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm calling it a mystery egg. I know I'm gonna get killed. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but Easter egg. Holy shit! There it goes. So that's like an Easter egg. It lets us know, like, it's a good little foreshadowing. Like, okay, that's true. Why do mostly women and not powerful men have it? So he fears that this is a way for them to uprise and flip the order of things, right? These rich, wealthy white men supposed to be on top, but if you got all these peasants and women that have all these fucking powers that could take you out, that's a legitimate threat. And that's how he's taking it. And his Melody character is like top of the order. She's a super killer, right? And then we're just following along with True. Another good scene, which I really enjoyed. She doesn't know why she has to end up at the concert, or not the concert, the theater. Doesn't know why she has to go to the theater, but they end up there. Then we see Melody for the first time, and yes. Oh wait, let me back it up. Let me back it up. How could I forget this my favorite scene and possibly my favorite character out the gate? Right now, there are some people in contention for my favorite character. Right, I like the detective. I like him because he didn't like that all murders are being blamed on a touch. Like, if you can't figure out a murder, let's just blame it on Melody. He ain't with that shit. So you could tell he's a good detective with a good heart, and he don't take no shit. Right, and from the conversation between oh boy, he got them hands. So he could beat a confession out of motherfucker. So I already like that. I like a good detective, hard nosed, that whoop ass with hands. So got me sold. I was like, oh, I'm gonna really like this guy, right? Until my boy shows up, the fucking Beggar King, right? I love this dude. Love him as an actor. Shaun of the Dead, hilarious. Then he was doing karate in fucking Borderlands, which I'm sad that ended. But that's my man's. Like, he's amazing. I love watching anything he's in. And when I seen his fat face come around, I was like, yes. Now he's a Beggar King running shit. I love that conversation between him and True. It's like, who the fuck are you to be asking around town about me? Right? Like, I'm not your lapdog. I don't work for you. But she shows the respect due, but she also shows that she ain't got no fear. And he is intrigued by these women. He loves that they respect but don't fear him. And as a man of power, he can too respect that. And it was like a little chess match going on in that card. And I was like, I'm going to love the fucking Beggar King. If he's in this show a lot, I'm going to be very thrilled. So yes, that happened first. So now we know the Beggar King runs the streets and he sells them information to go get these potentially touched women that they bring back to the orphanage. So that's dope. Now we understand, like, True's whole purpose and Pendant's whole purpose. Their whole purpose is to collect the touched women and bring them to a safe place. Like, that seems to be the main goal. So cool. Now we have all those answers. We know we could tell that Lord Gilbert is finna be like the evil motherfucker because he just has that about him. Like, he's a no nonsense. I like things the way they are. And we find that out when they go to the theater, right? True and Pendants get all dressed up looking good. You know what I'm saying? They show up and he's having a conversation about why the French language, and they call it anything non-English is like heathen to him or pagan, and he's not fucking with it. So they have a discussion about employees versus the employed, and it's dope because it gives you they letting you know this is a time where language is literally being created, right? Where people are picking and choosing, where you think you need things more specific. So that's pretty dope. It's like they're creating the English language as they go along because this is an age where you can still discover shit. So that's super dope. Oh shit, we forgot another character. I'm like all over the place. But this Nevers was all over the place. I apologize. We get to know Hugo Swan, right? They introduce us to Hugo Swan. He's wealthy. We don't know why. I like him though. He's eccentric. He likes freaks. He runs a pagan sex parties, right? That's okay. He has a very timid friend who is the brother of the woman in the wheelchair, which is Xavier, right? But she doesn't have powers, presumably. We don't know. But and we get to know that character, so we see where he ends up in the. We don't quite know what Hugo has to do with anything yet, but he is important and he's eccentric, so he's somebody we're gonna have to watch. Also, the timid dude. What's the timid dude's name? What's her brother's name? Augie. I think it's Augie. Right, that's his name. Yeah, Augie. Okay, so we got Augie. A little weird, timid, but okay, we got that. So those are opposites right there. There's a lot of opposites attracting. And this woman in the wheelchair, we don't know her purpose. We know that she runs the orphanage, but we don't know for what reason. We know that she houses the touched and she's very intelligent and she's willing to challenge the status quo, but we don't know why. We know that she has a plan, we just don't know what it is. So that's also something to watch. We have no clue what she got going on. Maybe she just wants to try to learn how to walk again. That's my theory. Like, or she's just very intrigued, or she sees a monetary value in the touch women that's in that house. That's yet to be seen. But then, yes, fast forward, we see Melody in her prime. She's murdering people, giving a damn good speech. Like, she is, that woman's acting right now. My favorite character is the Beggar King, because I just think his whole character is dope. But if I have to give winner of the episode as far as acting is concerned, it's got to go to Melody. She plays a fucking psychopath to a T, right? She's high emotion right here, then she drops low. And then she's ready to murder, then she's ready to laugh, and she even sheds a tear. Then we got this chick who sings, and it seems that when she sings, the music goes to certain people and not others. We don't know why. Right? So we don't know what the singing does to him when it reaches, but she's been kidnapped. She's now important, as I would imagine, because she start glowing and singing and shit, and it just start going to certain people. So, and it made Melody stop and cry for a second. So, if it could stop a crazy killer on the kill, then boom. Then we got this dope black chick, right? That's got fire. What's her name? Annie, right? Little chocolate thing. I like her a lot. I like her little top hat. Like her get up. Her outfit was. She probably had the best outfit, low key. So these seem to be like the bad guys. It seemed to be like Magneto and them, right? You got the Xmen at the orphanage, and then you got like Melody is like Magneto. You got the opposite side. They never, just the bad mutants, I guess. So they kidnap her, and now the race is on to get this woman, like, who has now become important to these individuals. What else was very important? The end, right? The end of this episode was very important because it showed, for one, it showed that True has some real issues. She apparently whooped the shit out of an entire bar, so she possibly has a drinking problem, or she's very violent. Either way, she's got her issues that she's dealing with. We heard her tell the Beggar King, "This ain't even my face," when she put her face to the blade. So that's interesting. That's some foreshadowing. There's got to be something to that, because I'm like, is she a skin changer? So can she just not only look into the future, but she can fucking change bodies? Like, what's that about? So True's got a lot of mystery to her, but dope character. I like the mystery. I like the mystery in all of this. So it keeps me going. But yes, then we have this spaceship, this glowing spaceship, right? That shows us what happened 3 years ago. And it starts sprinkling shit. And as we saw, certain people got it, got touched with it, went into their skin. The people that we know that are touched, right? Augie's even touched with the shit. We don't know what his power is, but he's acting like he's not touched for the general public, for the people that's close to him. Maybe because he don't want to be judged, but he's definitely been touched. We don't know what it is yet. But we see that it is selective. All right, it sprinkled down dust. It went into certain people, missed others. Like we even saw Gilbert, right? I think he was picking up what looks to be his daughter. She had got it and passed out. So then that lets me know, like, maybe this is why he hates the touch. Maybe the thing that happened hurt his daughter. Now we don't know what happened to his daughter, so we got to wait and see about that. But that gives us an idea of why he's not fucking with the touched, right? Um, but yeah, all in all, very interesting, very mysterious, lots of action. I love the new age gadgets that's well that Penance creates that's well outside. So you had the 3-wheeler, like the crawler out there in the streets. That was dope. Penance is a dope character. Um, man, this thing is all over the place. Several storylines because we okay. So let's give it a pilot rating, right? A episode 1 rating. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. Right? Why 8 out of 10? Why didn't I give it a 10 out of 10? Maybe because I don't know. I don't know why I give it an 8 out of 10. Have you ever just numbered something you have no idea why? Like, why isn't it a 10? Like, what was it missing? You know, fuck it. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because I have no legitimate reason why it's not a perfect pilot. Why it's not a perfect episode 1? Because if you're into superpowers, boom, it gives you that. Then it gives you a storyline of, well, how did you get these superpowers? That's a storyline in itself. Then we got this girl being kidnapped. We got the evil mutants. Why are they evil? Why are they on the opposite side? Boom, we got to figure that out. Then we got to figure out the evil intentions of a Lord Gilbert. We don't know. Then they had like a mad scientist. Then you got the Beggar King running the streets. You got all these dope ass characters. I don't see why this isn't a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a fucking 10 out of 10. It's great. Storylines have already been set up. We can see where it's going, and I'm fucking interested in every last one of them. Even the detective angle. So you get your little mystery detective drama. You get you some action ass whooping, and you get you some Xmen powers, and then you get like evil politicians and shit, and you get a mass killer in Melody. Like, what the fuck more do you want? And then after the thing got sprinkled with people, it seems to me that everybody forgot what they saw. Like once it finally passed, they all went to walking like normal and was just like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, let's go about our life. But one person, Melody, seems to be the only one who remembered it. And True was dead underwater when they brought her back, so then that leaves that storyline open. Man, I can't wait to do episode 2. It's fucking dope. Right? But yeah. That's it for me, man. I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed it. What y'all think about them taking away the dislike button? I like it. Because now, if you want to dislike this, you got to get in the comments and tell me, fuck off, real. Like, I don't like what you said. Like, now you got to tell me why you don't fuck with my shit. Right? So we can have that conversation instead of you just going, fuck you, thumbs down. Like, I do like that. Force people to interact. Like, yo, why is you a hater? Right? What did I do wrong? But yeah, man, with that, protect your health, yourself, your wealth, man. Be easy out there. Until next Tuesday, I promise. Next Tuesday, your boy is out. Peace.